What's up, guys? This is Sergio with Prime Auto Detailing, and we're back again. I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit of tips and tricks on getting a ceramic coating done. But we can go and get started.
So Sergio, where did you learn how to ceramic coat?
I took a couple classes up in Big Bear. It was a 2-day class up there, and we went through the process, the beginning to end process of how to decontaminate the car, do proper paint polishing on it, and then application of the coating itself. As well, on top of that, there's tons of YouTube videos out there. Just kind of watch them, and everyone details different, so there's always something else out there that you can learn.
Got it. And what products are you going to use today?
For this one particularly, it is a 5-year coating, so we're going to use Beadlock Pro, the marine grade though. So we're going to do a full body coating, single coating on that, and then pretty much from this body line up, we're going to do a secondary coating as well. And then on top of that, we coat the windows and we coat the wheels as well. So the wheels are still a little bit dirty right now after the wash, but we're going to jack it up and then take the wheels off and get those washed and decontaminated and coated as well.
So Sergio, what are some beginner mistakes that detailers make when doing ceramic coatings?
I would say the two main things. The first one would be not doing proper paint polishing or proper decontamination. So once you put any coating on top of the paint, it's sealed in there. So if there was a scratch that you didn't take out in the middle of this panel, you can't just buff that middle panel, because then this area is going to be missing some ceramic. You actually have to strip the whole panel and then fix whatever you need to fix and then redo it. And the same thing goes with improper application. So if you don't wipe off the way that you're supposed to, and you end up leaving streaks, or if you end up missing say you leave ceramic down here, there are some ceramic coatings out there that allow they have like a leeway on it, that you have some safety time, but when you get into professional grade coatings, they don't have any of that. I would just pretty much say don't jump into a firm professional coating right away. Kind of just stick with the consumer grade ones, and then as far as that, just make sure you learn the process in full, maybe take some classes, and offer what you can offer. I think it's a better image for your business if I would rather hear someone say, hey, I can't do that for you, but I have a friend that can do that for you. And kind of just learn how to get to that point. Don't just be so gung-ho and try to do everything. Don't try to be Superman. So we are going to be performing the level 2 paint enhancement on this, so that will be part of our new car protection package. Usually they do come with the level 2, just because from factory they still do have some swirls. If anything, I can grab a light and I can show you. So we can just look at, it's probably kind of hard to see on this type of paint, but there is some micro swirling inside the paint. You can see it a lot more. Let's see if we just follow it. See, it's not that bad, but there's still some defects right there around. So we're just gonna see, there's quite a bit right here and all right here. So all that, if you guys see any swirls in there. So our level 2 should take care of most of that. If it needs a little bit extra cut in it, then I can do the extra cut. It's just about pairing up the right pad and polish, making sure you get the most correction and the best gloss out of it. So.
And is it easy to damage a car when doing a ceramic coat?
It is. So you could, in terms of the polishing process, the reason why we're taping this off right here is because some polishes, if you get it onto any of the trim or any of the gaskets, anything right here, it could stain it. And if you've ever, you know, seen a car that has like it looks really, really shiny at the end of it, but like there's also like these white streaks on all over the trim. That's because the pad was hitting the trim and like kind of like digging that into there, and it's hard to think. Trims are porous, so they you know, suck everything that's in there, and if you leave it in there to bake, then it's in there permanently. You can't really take it out. But if you do happen to hit a trim, you know, just take some citrus APC, and it should be able to come out.
So sir, when do you recommend a ceramic coating to your customers?
Usually when it's a brand new car. Because that's like, they're excited to get it, and you know, like that's probably the easiest time to sell them on one. Other than that, you kind of have to talk them into the value of it. So the whole purpose of a ceramic coating is to, you know, give protection to your paint. So I always say it's like a long-term wax. Yes, it has all these other good properties in it, but the thing is, you have UV protection for the 5 years, and I mean, 5 years is kind of pushing it a little bit, but if it's properly taken care of and, you know, like decontaminated when it needs to be, the coating could last that long. That's why I always say I kind of stopped doing the 1, 3, 5 year coating, because like I've said before, I've had 1 year coatings that have lasted up to 2 years, and I've had 5 year coatings that have failed within the first like 2 years. So it just depends on how you take care of your car. But as far as recommending it, it's whether or not they value it or not.
So Sergio, do you have a pitch that you give your customers for ceramic coating? If so, can you pitch it to us?
So the only type of pitch that I would say that I do is just offering it along with my level 2 and level 3 service, which would be the paint enhancement or paint correction service. I kind of just say it as, so if you were to come up to me and ask me, hey, I'm looking to get my paint polished. So I'll give the pricing. If we agree on the pricing, then the pricing automatically already includes a 6-month ceramic sealant, and then I give them the option. I tell them, okay, well, you can go with the 6-month ceramic option for this price, or if you want to get some longer term protection out of it, we can do we can hit you with the 1 year or the 3 year. That's usually a good selling point for like the, what do you call it? If you're coming to me like with an older vehicle on something like that, either 1 or 3 years are pretty good to sell. A 5 year is really easy to sell for brand new vehicles, just because they're excited. They're like, you know what, like, I really want this to look good for the next 5 years, and it is going to look good. That's your prime time within that first 5 years. So with putting a 5 year coating on this, you're going to kind of elongate that time. So that 5 years of damage that you do in the first 5 years is going to turn into like 10 years. So you have that 5 years of protection, and then if you decide after 5 years to do this again, then we could, you know, do it again, and then you're protected for a longer term.
What was that?
I already knew that combo was gonna work. I don't know if you can see, but.
So Sergio, what level of ceramic coating do you sell the most?
Typically the 3-year coating.
3?
That one's the one that people usually shoot for.
Got it. And what would you say is the number one thing new detailers should focus on when doing ceramic coats?
Probably making sure they're pricing right. I would say there's a lot of times where they're a little bit too cheap, and then they end up, undercutting the rest of us, and then like it's just kind of like a domino effect, because sometimes they don't use the right stuff, they mess up on the car, so it kind of breaks the trust with new customers who are coming into detailing, buying services. So it's kind of and it can hurt their business too if they're suddenly offering something that they're not really good at, and they end up messing up. It costs money as well.
So what does ceramic coating protect for people that don't know?
So the main thing that ceramic coating does is it gives you UV protection. So that's when people say it as like a long-term wax, that's how I pretty much sell it. Wax it gives you that that hydrophobic properties, but so does ceramic as well. So ceramic's basically just a synthetic version of wax, and it's nano ceramic. It's in these little crystals, so it's a lot smaller. That's why you get a lot more gloss out of it compared to other things. And then when you apply it to like trim and stuff, you protect trim from being oxidized and stuff. It basically, I guess that would be the main thing. Prevent oxidation. A lot of guys, they try to say it has scratch resistance. It's a hit or miss with that, because yes, you have that additional sacrificial barrier that you're on there, but at the same time, if I get a key or something and I go like this, you're still gonna hit the paint. Like you're still gonna damage something. It just depends on, if you're gonna put like 15 layers of ceramic, I guess it's scratch resistant, but other than that, it's not really. It has, that micro marring. I think that's probably what they're trying to say. It has micro marring protection just because you have the hydrophobic property. So when you come to wash the car, when you rinse off the car, most of about 70% of that dirt is already off. So 30% of that dirt, you're kind of still scraping it into your paint, but 30% is a lot more. It's a lot better than the full 100% or whatever.
So should all detailers know how to do a ceramic coat if they want to grow their business?
This one's a hard one, because while I want to say yes, like learn how to do it and make sure like bring that money in, but at the same time, it's also very costly. It's not if you're going to be doing paint correction before ceramic coating, the machines aren't cheap, the pads aren't cheap, the polishes aren't cheap, so it's a big investment to get into ceramic coating. But if you already know how to do paint correction and stuff, ceramic coating's, it's easy to apply. That's the thing. It's an easy entryway because it's an easy to apply type thing. But you also have to know how to, do the removal process of it, the bulk removal of it, after it's flashed and stuff like that. So it's a hit or miss.
So what's the lowest price a new detailer should charge for a ceramic coating to make it worth their while?
When you take in consideration that a single bottle costs about $175, you have to, a single bottle, so $175 for 100 mil. For the one that I use, it's 100 mil.
100 milliliters?
It's this size. So I think this one's 70 or 80.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, this one is actually, I think this one's 185, 190. So the one that we're actually going to apply on this one is a single bottle costs $275. So, but there's a big difference in gloss, the longevity of it, and what do you call it? Pretty much how strong it is, and you can even tell when you're putting it down. This is a lot thinner than the other one that I'm using. But even the 1 year one, the $175 one, that one might be actually 150 mil. But you can do about 7 or 8 cars with that. If you do the math correctly, you're supposed to be charging around 400, but that's no prep, or that's no paint correction or polishing. That's only prep and application. So when you factor in your paint correction process, paint correction should be around $600. So I'd say like $1,400 entry-level coating.
So Sergio, what's the lowest price a new detailer should charge for a ceramic coating job?
So an entryway coating for a new detailer, I would put it around, if they're doing with paint correction, I would say around $600. That would be like a 1 year coating. Anything above that, I kind of just go about $200 extra every year additional. So kind of just breaks down at the end of it, but around $600 if you're doing a paint correction or paint enhancement. If you're doing a paint correction, it should be around $800. As far as that, like, it just up the value if you're gonna up the years.
So Sergio, how long should someone practice ceramic coating before they offer it to their customers?
Until they're comfortable. Pretty much until they're comfortable. There's never really like a time limit that you can put on it. Just make sure you're good with it. Double check your panels. I would say like try entry-level coatings on like your friends' cars first, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe not your friends' cars, maybe your own personal car. I don't know. If they trust you, then okay, or if they're not judgmental, then okay. But I really recommend just going to classes. That's the biggest thing.
So Sergio, how long should a ceramic coating take to complete?
So just depending on how you're doing the job, if you're doing prep only with the coating, let's say that could be around 5 to 6 hours. Anything further from that, then you would just add in your polishing time and your paint correction time. So typically, I've seen guys go from like 4 hours of polishing to like 12, 15 hours of paint correction, which that's sometimes what we've gotten into here, where it's people want perfection. So if they're paying for perfection, then give them the perfection. But if they're not paying for it, then don't sweat yourself to like give them over deliver, because sometimes they're not even going to notice that scratch you took out underneath here that they're never gonna see. They're not even gonna notice. So just make it look better. Make sure you're happy with it, and should just work under your own profitable time frame. All right, guys. So that's it for the ceramic coating tips. If you guys want to drop a comment down below, give me any tips, or discuss anything in the comments, just go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you want to like, share, and subscribe, you can go ahead and do that as well. If you want to see the finished product of this, this isn't going to get done until tomorrow, but my Instagram handle is prime_auto detailing, and same thing on TikTok, so you'll probably see some content on this one. But that should be it, so I'll see you guys on the next one.